Banks and real estate are really, really screwed right now, especially the banks, because there's about 300 banks that have enormous amounts of commercial office loans because they're small banks. They don't really have that much business like big banks, so they pretty much will loan money out to anyone. But the big banks are kind of smart. They're like, hold on a second, office real estate is pretty bad. Let's not lend out that much money for office real estate. So this is why a lot of the construction projects in terms of commercial and office in your city are usually sponsored by your local regional bank. So if you look at this article by the New York Post, banks reportedly face $160 billion in losses on commercial real estate loans. This is not fun at all. This is actually, frankly, very, very scary. They're sitting on billions and billions of dollars in losses right now. And there's currently a 10 to 20% default rate on commercial estate loans. That's humongous, right? When we talk about how '08 was scary, well, this is scary in my opinion, because these massive skyscrapers are usually deals going from $40-50 million to $1 to $2 billion. And we're already looking at several billions of dollars of real estate every single month being defaulted in the US. And just in the Bay Area, for example, this is a very populated place in terms of commercial office space. These mega cities in the US have a ton of commercial space. New York City, Chicago, Seattle, Sacramento, San Francisco, you go to their downtown, all you see is commercial office space. But now, a third of these office spaces in some of the biggest cities in the US are completely empty, including a lot of Texas cities, which will be pretty surprising because you'd think that all these companies move to Texas, they'll have like a very low vacancy rate, but their vacancy rates are 20 to 30%. It's not far behind from places like Oakland and San Jose. And if you look at articles like these, buildings trading for 50% off despite being in one of the best office neighborhoods. I mean, you're right next to Stewart Lane on the right, which your condos are selling one bedrooms for $2 million. And then your tower right here sells for 50% off. Sold for a measly few pennies, right? Sold for just $60 million for a building of this size, which doesn't make any sense. How is commercial real estate dropping this much in the US? We also have bad management of cities, but at the same time, it just seems like everyone is running away from the downtowns because a building of this size in such a good neighborhood in San Francisco sells for just $60 million. I mean, in comparison, if you go to like Singapore and you check out their prices, just 38,000 square feet. You only get a few floors, right? Not the whole tower. You get a few floors and they're selling it for 125 million Singaporean dollars, which is roughly like maybe 95 million USD. And check out the price per square foot. They're selling this for about 2,500 United States dollars. That's like a very expensive price when you compare it to places like San Jose, and especially the latest deal in Los Angeles, the AON Center, which sold for a measly $133 per square foot. So you're telling me that two drastically different cities, you got LA, you got Singapore, just city-state, price difference, we're looking at 20 to 25x in price. That's how big of a difference we're talking about. And this is how big and down bad our commercial real estate market is. And we're looking at downtown Los Angeles, which in the past, the vacancy rate was kind of high, but not really that bad. But in my opinion, it's mostly management of cities, right? I guarantee you a lot of people will be willing to live in downtown LA if downtown LA was safe, clean, and just filled with restaurants and vibes. And if you look at good places like Singapore, where crime is virtually non-existent, a lot of people are working in downtown. These office spaces are always leased out and they're making millions every month. And no wonder they could command prices of like 2,500 USD, which is an enormous amount. I mean, even San Francisco, we're seeing properties being sold for $80, $90, $100 per square foot. And this being such an iconic tower, selling for only 150-ish million bucks. I mean, that's basically like 50,000 square feet of these towers. Basically like, 7 or 8 floors of these buildings will equivalent to a whole entire skyscraper? I don't think so. And you also have Google canceling a bunch of mega projects as well because they're pretty scared. And no wonder why. These banks are so fearful right now. They are facing billions of dollars worth of losses. We're seeing 10 to 20% of all buildings about to default. And they're about to take some pretty massive risk. You know what's worse? We're getting record amounts of construction in the office and commercial sector. People are just making some really dumb bets right now. And just be careful, guys. If someone's trying to sell you an office, I wouldn't take it. Residential real estate, I'm cool with. Office, I don't like. Thanks for watching, guys, and definitely check out the private Discord server, Patreon link below. It's a 7-day free trial, $20 a month, and we trade live every single day. And our traders are pretty good, and even I trade with them. And a lot of the wins, even, for example, just yesterday, we made a Roblox move, a quick scalp for just a few hours. We made 20 easy percentages, 20% easy scalp. And we even have video tutorials to help you guys. Any questions, just DM me on Discord or Patreon. I'm always here.